Right. So can everyone?
Salim sir, can we
Yes.
record this call?
Yes. Yes.
In
Is it
case
okay for
if
you?
we don't, can we do?
Yes. Yes, Abrar,
Yeah.
sir. It's being recorded. Okay. Right. So let us all begin the session with Qiraat by Abdullah Kamil. I'll play the audio. Abrar, sir, just let me know whether you are able to hear, and then we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm able to hear. Yes, I can see screen as well. I'm able to hear.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان.
Right. So let's get started with a brief introduction about AMP, and then we'll have introduction of Brother Abrar.
Yeah.
So AMP is Association of Muslim Professionals. We have actually the video is with Fahima ma'am, and she is unable to join right now. She'll be joining in few minutes. I'll give a brief oral introduction about AMP, and then we will start the formal session. So AMP is Association of Muslim Professionals that is located in many of the countries in the world globally. So they have their presence at a global level. And in India too, AMP has been doing fantabulous job in terms of organizing these webinars in terms of education, empowerment of women, entrepreneurship, and they are NGO who is looking to create a difference in the lives of the people. So AMP does not just focus on one community or one sect of the people. It is a secular organization where the help is being given to all the people who are in need, and they provide a platform where the knowledge sharing of experts can be reached out to the people so that they can gain the insights, and that helps and benefit them as they progress. So AMP is there since 12 years, and in India they have established chapter wise division for states: Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra. Likewise, we have the region wise divisions in Tamil Nadu, and AMP Tamil Nadu organizes job employment opportunities and programs. They organize webinars, and when the pandemic was not there, we from AMP used to represent we used to go to various schools and give the teachers training and students training as well. So we are, as a part of AMP, it feels so good that wonderful people from different fields and experts come to our platform to share their knowledge. Right. So that is about AMP. Now let's go to Mr. Abrar Hafiz's introduction. So I personally know Brother Abrar. He's I think brother-in-law of my friend Asim. So I follow the Abrar Knowledge channel as well, wherein we get useful content on the video part. Right. So
Yeah.
yes, just to elaborate more about his experience, Mr. Abrar has been into multiple organizations and companies where he had been into various positions. We will talk about his positions a bit by bit. He has an overall experience of 12 years in various industries such as safety, products, automation, medical, and so on. He has worked in multiple companies, and he is responsible for taking care of ISO and automotive requirements, managing team, and he conducts various training across the departments. His hobbies include taking care of the cat, read, and management, reading a lot of books, and especially in terms of management. He's passionate about training on various subjects, both technical and not technical. He has international certification as lead auditor, certified medical, automotive, and aerospace standards. He is a black belt in Lean Six Sigma. He is an expert in data analysis. He is expert in people management and handling a big team. And also he's lead auditor in the first aid trial as well. So with so much experience and so much knowledge coming in, definitely we can assume that this session is going to be very useful and fruitful for all of us. Let us have a fruitful discussion and interaction. If participants have any questions in between, they can put it in the chat box so that I can take that forward to Mr. Abrar if he's unable to see the chat. At the end, we will have question answer session as well. Right? So let's begin our program. I'll hand over the forum now to Mr. Abrar.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I am going to share my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So could you please give me an access? Okay. Just a second. Actually, I think I need to. So can you? I'm not able to share my screen. Can you stop sharing it? Okay. Yeah. I'm able to share now. Yeah. So thank you so much, Mr. Aleem sir, and it was a wonderful introduction. And thank you so much for the wonderful qiraat, followed by the AMP journey, which we had talked about. So thank you so much also about my introduction, and we will begin the program. So in summary, my name is Abrar. I have 13-year experience, and I'm expert in quality standards and various other things like ISO, medical, automotive, aerospace, and so on. I'm good at Lean Six Sigma, and I'm a global trainer. So my hobbies includes, as I said, like I'm a cat lover, and I do read a lot of books on the management side. Just to get an idea about the audience, so I would like to audience from side, like, can you please go ahead and tell me your name and where are you from, and any hobbies and favorite food what do you have, so that we can get started. I would like to make the session very interactive. So one thing in art of public speaking is, we need to have a courage to speak in front of all the audience. We need to get away and get rid of shyness and all that. So with that, I would like to invite the audience just to ice break the topic, and I would like to introduce yourself so that I will get to know more about you.
Fair enough, brother. Before that, just one question to you. Can two people be the host for this one? Because you will be busy while
Yes.
sharing your screen, and I can admit people inside this room. Yeah. Not quite sure whether I
Yeah.
can
I
be a
think I
co-host.
have already passed that. Yeah, I have already passed that co-host actually.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
I
okay.
can pass it one more time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, okay, got it.
I have
Yes.
passed one more time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's open the floor
So
for audience.
anybody would like?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So kindly unmute yourself and speak up.
Assalamu
It will
alaikum.
be great. So I will get to know more. Walaikum salam. Please
Yeah,
go
I
on.
am Mohammed
Go on,
Suhail.
brother.
Yeah, I am Mohammed Suhail from Hosur. I work for Mitsubishi Power Systems in Bangalore. I am a MBA postgraduate, and I have experience of more than 15 years. And here from Hosur, we are from mascot team. So I just wanted to attend this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for attending from other places. Thank you so much. So may I have the next participant, please?
Yeah. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ishtiaq Ahmed here from Chennai.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a businessman. I do for shoes to supplying to metros. I mean formal men's shoes. And I'm just doing for the job work too. Okay. My hobby is I used to play cricket and shuttlecock, and cycling is my hobby. Every day I do cycling. And third thing is my favorite food is Alhamdulillah, all the halal food, non-veg, and especially
Okay.
fruits and all. If you go
Okay.
to, I take custard apple, and then pomegranates, orange, and all, etc.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah, you have given an
okay.
opportunity to attend this seminar. Okay, it's. I hope it's very
Okay.
useful for
Okay.
me. Jazakallah khair.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, it will be interesting one. I have gathered wonderful material and it's going to be very interesting one. Yeah, sure, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. Next candidate, please. We'll take another 2 candidate and then we'll go on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Farhan sir, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, Salam.
Alaikum
Your
salam,
name,
we can hear
please.
you.
Yes. Myself Farhan Zaid from Wanyambadi, and I'm a solar sales engineer, and we do service for US companies. And my hobbies is browsing, reading books, and being updated with current affairs. And my favorite food is I do as my previous panelist said, he loves all the halal food, so that's same for me. And most favorite is I do love to eat biryani. Yeah. That's all about
Okay,
mine.
okay.
Thank you for
Yeah, thank you so much, Farhan.
introducing me here.
Yeah. Yeah, most welcome. Alim sir, can we go ahead? Can we take one more participant?
Yeah, if the participant
Then I
is,
will.
we can go ahead, or else we can start up with the session part. If they have anything in between or at the end,
Yeah.
we can have an interaction.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for the introduction. Just to get the flavor, I just did this topic, and I would like to start. Generally, the approach to training, what I believe is, B1, B where the participants are the trainee get together, discuss the ideas, mull over the ideas, and bring the ideas with the trainer, and then it becomes a full package. Yeah. So this is what I believe. I don't believe on A system, because A system is a trainer is training it and everyone is minding their own job. This is something not effective training. So I think this is what I interact. So I encourage you all to ask questions. I encourage to park all your questions, and then in the question and answer session, you can feel free to post it. I would love to answer those questions as such. So this is the agenda and art of public speaking. Basically, I divided into 3 parts. Part A is what is public speaking and where we can use a public speaking, what is the benefit. And this is something I'm going to use something called PCM, process communication model. This is very interesting model actually, like how people are different and what flavor we need to use and how to change depending upon the audience tones and all that. That I'm going to mull over. And then we will talk about the types, how many different types we have in art of public speaking. This is part 1. Part 2 basically talks about the guidelines, when it comes to audience, what are the things you need to keep in mind when it comes to selecting a topic, what things you need to keep in mind, how to research notes and all that. So in all of these things I have embedded small stories. Actually, it's going to be very interesting to you. The last segment is art of public speaking by Stephen Lucas. He is a wonderful author. He has 1 million plus subscriber in his book, and he basically jark it down all the wonderful constructions when it comes to art of public speaking. So we are also going to open up that book and read that from there, like high level. So coming to the very first topic, that is called art of public speaking part 1. And here this is the brief sessions you will get it, what and where we can use, what benefit, what is something called PCM, and then types. So when it comes to public speaking, why we need a public speaking is to inform or influence or entertain the audience. It can be one of the purposes, and it can, so that we can communicate what we wanted to communicate, and then we can get the things or get the ideas implemented and so on. That's what the public speaking speaking at the large level. So come back to where all we can use it. We can use it in seminar, we can use in chief guest, we can use it predominantly in presentation in office, we can use it in Thanksgiving or any motivation speech or anything we can use the public speaking. And this is general slide. I'm gonna go over very quickly. And what is the benefit of public speaking? If you're able to speak perfectly and you are public speaking, so one thing is it improves the self-confidence. It makes sure that more comfortable around other people. You will be able to connect the audience, you will be able to connect the people and all that. Effective way, you will find a ways like how we can get your ideas reach to other people, and how you can make a difference in your life, and how you can demonstrate your skills, abilities, and so on. How you can create your own ideas, sell your ideas. And the public speaking, like one thing very important is the continual improvement process. Why I use the word continual improvement process is, it's not like it can be over by 1 hour session or 1.5 hour session. It can be a constant practice. By practice, we can just become an expert in public speaking. So this is the subject I want to talk about, PCM. Uh, People are different, some people operate, some people are thinker, persister, and all that. Before that, I wanted to open up a story, something called, how important actually is to, there was a mother who had 2 kids. One kid, always the mother likes the elder kid. And those 2 brothers talking each other, they were telling like, why mother likes only you, why not me, what deficiency I have, and all that. So the elder brother sweetly respond, he said that it is very simple. When I talk to my mother, I make sure that what my mother likes, the same wavelength I go across. For example, my mother likes to discuss about the my education. My mother likes to discuss about what is going on outside. My mother likes to discuss about the neighbors. My mother likes to discuss about the relationship. All of these things. When I go and connect with her, sit with her, I make sure that I add these agenda. That's the reason she is more affectionate to me. So in this the same, if you fit that paradigm here in this one, people have a different personality. One is a thinker. So anything when you're a thinker, actually like logical, analytical, they take all these facts, meaning like data and ideas, they combine together, synthesize them. So anything you wanted to convince them, you need to have a fact in check. You need to have your ideas being authenticated. Only then you can just convince thinker. You have something called persister. Persister always believes in giving an opinion, belief, judgment. Like you have a teacher, you have a professor, you have a mentor. All of these things, they would like to share the opinions. And something you have harmonizer. Harmonizer is also very interesting characteristic, meaning like your mother. She believes on value system, right? Our mother believe on value system, like ability to nurture, give to others, create harmony and all that. So what perception they operate? They operate with the emotion, with compassion, both the things. And you have something called imaginer. Imaginer meaning like they always connect back history, historical evidences. For example, if you go and relate to anything, they will check like what was happened in the past, how did we behave, and so on. And you have a rebel character. This is also one character. Anything you say, they will take things on lighter note, meaning like even if you're telling a serious note, they may take it a rebel. That is also a type, we need to respect it. And the last is a promoter. So the ability to form and direct, they will not believe on anything, they would like to dominate their ideas and so on. So this is action with charm. They wanted to sell their ideas, endorse their ideas, and all that. So in this one, we have a different kind of a personality. One is a thinker, persister, and all that. So even in general communication or public communication, so this is also very important, that actually like this is we need to keep in mind that actually we have to always check in place that what type of personality the person is, and accordingly we need to switch over. So there are different 3 types of public speaking. Number 1, informative. I'm also going to talk about informative, meaning like what data you need to add and all that. There is called persuasive and entertaining. So this can be used for another division also as well. Yes, please. Alim sir.
No, that's we are fine. I'm just waiting on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Informative is one interesting thing. Informative, what it means is actually like it allows the person to be when you are having like informative presentation, what you can keep that in mind that actually authenticity and reference are very important. Anything you talk it, you bring, you just check various whether the references are good enough or authenticity is there, whether the information is not contradict and all that. That is called informative. So even if you're giving like business presentation, what data you're using it, what fact you are using it, what opinion you're giving it, whether your opinion is endorsed by all, that references and authenticity is important. That is point number one, or type number one. Another one is you have a persuasive one. Persuasive is basically the word, root word is persuasive, ability to convince other. So in such cases, there are people, in such cases, you also always need to go with a fact-based approach, meaning like anything you do, instead of telling generically, for example, let's say there have been a COVID situation and it's a very pandemic, instead of you need to relate the number. There have been a COVID situations and more than 2 million been affected in India and so on and so forth. So anything in that cases, you need to go with a fact-based or data-driven approach. That is called persuasive type. And there is called entertaining type. Entertaining type is generally being used for jokes and short stories and all that. But here actually I would like to share one story here. Always actually please keep in mind the gender, because actually what is acceptable to one gender may not be acceptable to another gender. What is acceptable in one country may not be acceptable in another country. So that is always you need to keep in mind that cultural diversity. Just because in the lighter note or in the fun events or in the stand-up comedy, we cannot tell anything because we always need to keep that factor in mind that diverse culture people. One, what is, for example, if you take Romanian, generally in India, when you accept, you will nod the head from head to down. So the same thing, if you apply in Romania, Europe, some part of Europe, that you will consider it as a rude. That means you are not accepting the idea. That means this man not accepting the idea. So the country to country, the culture difference and the diversity get difference. So you have to keep that in mind, and also you have to keep the gender in mind also as well. For example, let's say you crack a joke about women, and from among the audience there are women, they may feel hurt. You have to respect the feelings and get going. So barricade of effective public speaking, there is something called phobia. I would like to share a story. I think I just shared in the my channel also as well. But I would like to share this one. There was in this there was a crime. One person did a crime and he was being sentenced to death. Before death, actually, the person they wanted to do it. This was happened in US and also it came in various books also as well, and they wanted to test, actually, like they wanted to show the snake and then take it off. So that person was being shown as a snake. Yeah, so we're gonna have a something called snake bite to you, and then this is what been told to that person, and snake was being shown and taken away. And after that they took small two needles and then small they prick it, the person died. And then they investigated the bloodlines, everything and all that, and then they found that actually some sort of poison was there inside that blood, although it was not beaten by snake. So here the moral of this story is, sometimes the fear is something actually like our mind, what we believe, what the mind also goes in the same thing. If we believe that I'm not going to have a stage fear, I'm confident enough, I'm able to handle the questions and all that. When you supply it, when you become optimistic, your mind also will become very, very optimistic and all that. So always be positive and do not think about the consequences, what people will think about me, what if I have done wrong and all that. So there is nothing wrong. Always think about the positive side, just the positive side of the coin. And that why people always fear about public speaking is because of the stage fear. So according to psychology, it says that 63% of people are not coming forward and talking because of the stage fear. What people will think about me? What if I people done wrong? What people will, people will mock at me if I'm wrong. So we should not think about the consequence here. We should think about it. Okay, I'm capable, and what we need to do is we need to do enough rehearsals with your friends, with your with your own thing. You can record in your phone, and then you can come back and do that. So that process we need to repeat again and again. The practice, when you do more practice, the confidence will automatically will come up and the shyness will go off. You will be able to face any audience. The first and foremost thing we need to keep in mind, even if in the audience like bigger, intellectual, very intellectual beyond you, that means you need to think that actually they are also a listener. You should keep going it. We should not take too much factors in your mind. Just be free and present during that meeting. So that's something. Remember the story of a snake. So we are coming to the part two. Part two, we talked about more of a guidelines. I'm just cracking through that topic. So here we are talking about the know your audience and what topic we need to select, how the research is very important, and how to have the FAQs, frequent asked questions, how we can have our answer ready before we go and give it in public forum, and we need to keep up the time, body language, communication, and gesture. So know your audience. This is important. For example, let's say even though you might be good at something, technically strong, and your audience is not technically strong, they may be in different things. That means, let's say we'll talk about the PCM, process communication model. So we should always think that actually depend upon the audience, we need to switch over. There was something called, it is also published in British Council Library. It also came in many books actually. So Coca-Cola, when it was being found, and it came from Western, and then they wanted to also implement for and sell it and scale up for Saudi Arabia also as well. When they did it, they failed miserably. You know that actually the reason why they failed is, so this is the catalog. One is the person is exhausted, tired, he drinks up the Coca-Cola and he becomes a fresh up. This is the message they wanted to portray. But actually, that Arabic fonts start from the right to left, not typically like left to right, right? So when they, Saudi Arabia, when they read it, actually they read it this way. Person is active, person drinks the Coca-Cola and becomes tired. So this is the message. So that means very important is know your audience. Depend upon the audience, you need to grip it. You need to sell the ideas. For example, let's say you have a audience mix of all youth group. That means you have to have the in such a way that what they will be good at, what they will like, what they will dislike. Like this, you need to pick that topic and deliver. Always remember, know your audience. Choose the topic appropriately. For example, we'll talk about the PCM. We talked about process communication model. Like thinker, you have imaginer, you have logical person, you have a harmonizer, you have a rebel, you have promoter. All different type of people we have, different personality we have. So we need to choose the topic, and always do not use the same material for all. For example, let's say art of public speaking. I have delivered this for 3-4 colleges so far. Still today when I come with a different topic. Why? Because the audience are keep changing. So depend upon the audience, we need to also keep changing the material also as well. So this is wisely we need to choose and do that.
Abrar, sir, just to add on to that one of the famous trainer and motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, was delivering a PPT on this stage. And after the session got over, one of the participants asked him that you might have delivered the same lecture 100 times. How many hours did you practice for the same lecture? He said, the lecture was for 3 hours, and today also I practice for 3 hours.
Yeah, yes. So true, so true. Yeah. So thanks for that's wonderful. I think the practice is the key actually. As Alim sir also coined the same word. So art of public speaking, generally speaking about the interpersonal skills, it cannot be learned overnight. It is like continual improvement process, meaning like step by step. You learn it, you practice, you make better fine tuning. Another version, better fine tuning, and then it goes on and on and on. So, but one thing is we should not lose the courage. We should keep going. So do the enough research. This is very important. The third guidelines is do the enough research. Take an example of, I would like to share a quick one. Ahmad Deedat, the Dai, and who is the teacher of, Dr. Zakir Naik. So why he was become a very, prominent, speaker, though he didn't have a formal schooling and all that. If you look at that, actually, he has done the enough research. So he has studied many books and he collected many ideas. What are the different questions he may come across? What different question the Christian may pose on him? How he can readily give the answer and all that. So one thing is actually research is very important. We need to have that intuition. We need to have that one, so that actually like we can anytime when we research it, what will happen? We can just increase up our knowledge. When we increase up our knowledge, actually every time there's knowledge, there is no end. It is always endless process, unparalleled, endless, unvarying process. That means we can learn every time a new things. The same thing actually, if you look at his actual pattern, every time he will give a different answer because he studies different books. Take an example of a famous scientist called Ibn Sina, very famous one. He has done significant contribution to the Muslim one. He was a person who invented something called injection. He has something called quarantine, the word quarantine, and he did many other experiments. And he was not only for one thing which amazed me about Ibn Sina is he was not only for doctrine, he was also for engineering, he was also a good mathematician and all that. So how he could do that? He's only the crux is research. Research meaning like referring different materials and always noting down what we have learned and all that. Over a period of time, what will happen? You will have a collection of these things. What is relevant to this public speaking? Even in public speaking, you can follow a person. Let's say this person has this verbiage or this the wordings. Follow it and try to come back home and then record it down. Yeah, so you practice it. So what will happen? Over a period of time, you will have a great vocabulary and you can just play around with the vocabulary and you can just make the best presentation out of it every time. So guidelines for another guidelines is always all possible questions you can have that. There is something called FAQ. In FAQ, actually, it started from the year of 1980s. Actually, like many with the people were asking multiple questions, and the people proactively thought that this come from the quality era. Then quality, they thought that okay, so we can just dark it down all the possible question. What are the questions? The audience will ask proactively. Write it down and have a rehearse on that question and then go back and answer it. What will happen? One thing is you can save the time and spontaneously you can give an authentic reply during that presentations. So always have this FAQ. It is very important and it is good to have. Time is very important. Sometime actually, though you might be giving, there are two factors are there. One, we talked about on time, meaning like let's say this presentation is for 1 hour. If I take it for 2 or 3 hour and all that, people will lose the rhythm, or people will lose the the interest and all that. So very important actually, we need to stick to the timeline. If it is being extended, you can ask that, can I take 10 more minutes? Can I take 15 more minutes? I think I'm on the concluding notes. Can I take 15? And then you need to go ahead. That is one. Another one is actually, we also need to take care the time zone. For example, if you are working for multinational companies or when you're working for any outside Indian time zone, because the time zones are different. For example, sometime, hello, sometime actually also what happens actually like, hello, can you?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So sometimes what happens actually like you might have scheduled it. Actually, I had that experience actually. One of my colleague, and we got the invite for the training, and we supposed to give a training, and we didn't notice about the time zone. It was supposed to be given. Actually, it was for Asia, different Asia. We have 2.5-hour lapse between us and them. They are ahead of 2.5 hour. And actually, like what we thought that okay, we have enough time and we can go ahead and do that. But actually, that they got really upset, and they joined the meeting, and we were not able to present and all that. Always take care the time zone also as well. So even for the flight also as well. Let's say you wanted to catch any flight, their timing system, everything you need to keep in mind. So that is also one small tip I would like to share with you. Prepare a note. This is important. I know writing actually, like there is a book called Eat That Frog. Very nice book, very small, very thin, and very nice book. It elaborates various techniques, how we can change the mind and how we can be expert in the presentation, and also in various part of interpersonal skills. But one recurring invite throughout the book is writing. Why that author in the first page, the author talks more about the writing and all that. He picks up the two scenario. I'll share one scenario here actually. It
Yes.
says that actually when you
Just to add on, the author
when
is
you
Brain
just
Tracy. Yeah, you can mention the author's name, Brain Tracy, right?
yeah, thanks. Yes, it's great. Yes, thanks Lim sir. So just to add on actually, like it talks about the recurring invite is writing. No, everything you do that and he will just concluding that one, you write up this one, you have these things in place. So it says that actually when you are driving a motorbike and you have a friend along with you, probably you can do both the action together. You can just answer and have the conversation. You can also have this bike riding. So these two things action can do, or anything actually when you're answering to phone call, and you can do both the things. When it comes to writing, it is only one action per time. When you're writing it, somebody disturb you, you just yeah, you just go pay attention to that person, meaning like, so that means when you write, what will happen, your nuance system, everything should focus. Actually when you write I do like, that means your brain tries to draw a picture, like metaphorically draw a picture. That means it grips your mind. So notes are really important. So first time, even if you are taking some notes and okay, this is the some bullet, you don't want to miss it, you can still take down those notes and then carry and use it for the public speaking. That's absolutely fine. But in generally speaking, writing habit is really crucial, top to bottom, in any organization. If you take it, with the CEO, they like to write. So the writing is very powerful and profound technique, and please do write. Even if you are at the end of the session, go back and write what are the different things you have learned. What is something called PCM? How do we need to change the depend upon the audience and so on. Practice. This is the this is something actually like which will allow you to be a better person, and your delivery will become continually improved. Why I'm using the word continual, there is a reason behind. Continuous meaning like you learn, implement, you don't monitor everything. Continual meaning like you learn, implement, you monitor, you just check if everything is okay, and then you do a self evaluation. You take your friends and do evaluation and all that. That is called a continual one. Always practice. You can just do a own recording in your phone and then play around it, and you can grab your friend and can you just help me with that, I have this presentation, I'm gonna give it. So maybe you can seek your friends, and also you can seek the help from the senior people also as well. So in these three fashions you can really practice, and practice is the crux of the entire art of public speaking. So this is something you already aware of it. I don't want to mull over too much on this. Proper attire, how the dress code, it portraits about your skills. It portraits about how you are in attitude and all that. So have a good dress codes. So audio visual one. So get used to it. For example, even when we are, now in during now in this situation, pandemic one, most of the things are online, right? For example, whether it's studies, whether it's office related work and all that, get used to the gadgets and then practice in such a way that into it. For example, Zoom. What are the things we have? What when we need to join? What we need to do just in case if we have a trouble? All these you can learn and be equipped with it. Deliver with confidence. So how you do that? Simple. So always sell yourself. Do not think about the end consequences. Always think that actually I'm gonna do it better. I'm always, you can just do it with a small group, like your family members, your friends, and with yourself. And then the more you do it, automatically your confidence will rise up, and you will be able to do it. You will be able to handle any presentation smoothly. Give enough time for questions if necessary. This is also paramount, meaning like you can also in such a way like you can make the presentation like 80% you can deliver, or 20% you can allocate for the time where the questions can be posted by different people and all that. That is also good. If there are any questions, you can just you can answer it. If you don't know also as well, you can just give a promising date that okay, I will come back, I will review and come back and all that. So this might surprise you that actually words do not count. What we mean by that, 70% of communication does not depend on what you speak. It depends how you speak. That means what posture you have, what gesture you have, what body language you have, and so on. So that is about the words. It carries only 30% weightage. That's what this PPT depicts actually. This slide depicts. But the rest 70% is all about how you say and all that. That is very very important. And two advice here, two small tips actually. While giving presentation, do not use very heavy fancy word. Use it which is normal and common, which can be used by all. So don't rush too hard, too fast, and don't be too slow. That you can keep that pass and stress at the normal pace. At the same time, actually, do not use any jargons. What we mean by jargons? Jargon includes, for example, very technical that is specific to a particular place or particular terms. For example, if you say speed, speed is very generic word. The same if you say speed, if you put this speed in IT people, they will say that speed meaning like we are talking about the data speed. If you same thing like the driving, we're talking about the velocity, the speed one. So it varies case to case, and use always very specific, straightforward, plain and simple English. Even if you take a big speaker like Barack Obama, so how he keeps that his speech very very formal and very straightforward, plain and simple. Like this you can do. Pass and stress is very important. So the words which you need to stress, you need to pass, and then you can go. And too much pass also a problem, and we should also have that grip in mind. Posture, how you stand, that portray about you, how we are, whether you're confident, whether you're interested, whether you're enthusiasm. So that is have a good posture and have a good appearance wise, have these shoes on and make sure that it's been well polished and all that. So have a good eye contact. This is important. For example, let's say some people actually, this is also a psychological fear. Some people, when we are delivering a speech, the trainer will be looking only at only one person. That is also one kind of this thing. So what we have to do, while in the stage, we need to give 180-degree shift, and our eye contact we should be able to tell who is sitting on the extreme right, who is sitting on the extreme left, who is sitting on the extreme center. We should be able to tell it. So that is called eye contact is very important. When we are high eye contact, you can grip the audience. You will say, okay, you can pose the question. I think you are able to follow, right? We can just and put the question forward so that you can ensure that every audience is being connected and is following you. So and part of it actually body contact, handshake also important, firm handshake, which means that you are a confident guy. And thanks the audience at the end. So always do not forget to say thank you, and always you can conclude it by thank you. So the last and final segment is I'm gonna mull over on this one. This is my favorite book, really favorite book. There are two reasons. Reason number one is this author, Stephen Lucas. He actually the detail he covers up, I like it, the flow and structure, everything. And he brings up another reason is actually he brings up various other books to collide everything and become one solid package. That is something, that's one of the reason why I like it. I will share this one with Aleem sir. Maybe we can also send it to all also as well. This soft copy I have, I will share with all of you.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
but actually, I would like to just give a small, gist of everything, because this book is very, very wide and thick book, and I will give only gist over about this book. So this book's actually the chapter one. It basically talks about the power of public speaking. What are the benefit you will get it. So Arthur is trying to tell that actually, like, okay, so do not think about the negative consequences. Think about the positive one. What if you have one speech can change anything? For example, Barack Obama, one before he was elected, one speech he gave on US that made everyone to believe that he is something a doer. He will come and do much things. That the power of public speaking. So public speaking is like an art. It need to be a constant practice, and we can definitely do that. And the tradition of public speaking, like what tradition, what pattern we need to use it and all that. And also it also talks about what is the difference between the normal conversation and public speaking. Public speaking where you will construct the sentence very, very formal and construct way. Conversation meaning like it is just spur conversation, like you just you will follow what the other person is keep asking the questions to you. And it talks about the nervousness is normal. That means like even if it is nervousness is a very, very common, our reflex actions is very common. It is prone to have the nervous. So everyone will have a nervous. This is very absolutely common. Even if you take a great speaker, you name it, they may also have a nervous. The only thing is they don't reveal it out. They don't that getting not getting exposed out. So that is normal actually. We need to appreciate that, and then you need to keep practice that actually how I can overcome and do that. So this is what it talks about in page number 10, dealing with nervousness. And then it talks about in his speech, these are all the things he talks about. One is speaker. So for example, if you happen to be speaker, what are the things you need to keep in mind, and how your dress code, that 70% slide, right? The 70%, the words do not count, and only 30% words carry. All of these reference is coming from here. So it also about channel, listener, feedback, and also talks about, predominantly talks about get used to that environment. And also in this book, page number 19 or 20, it talks about the horse. Before the horse, they bring for any competition, well before 3 hour or 4 hour, what they do is they bring the horses. Horse owner, what they do is they just allow the horse to accustom to that place, to get familiar with the place, so that actually they will know when it time comes, they will go and do the necessary things. So in that case also as well, so you're supposed to deliver a presentation at 10, you be there at 9 o'clock, just get to use, for example, let's say online, get to use about the the share and unshare the material, and then say everything sharing is working, recording is working, your camera is working, whether you have enough lighting, everything you can do check, and make sure that everything you have. Even if you possibly you see foresee any issues, that way you can also have that check in place. For example, if say you've been connected to landline, and then when the power cuts off and the landline also goes off, those things you can check and balance on this one. So cultural diversity is very important. Remember, what is accepted in one country is not accepted in another country, and always the cultural diversity is very important. And also, like the gender also very important. Sometimes we should not lose the words in such a way that actually other party, let's say male or female gender, get heard and all that. Those things we have to use it very, very cautiously and very appropriately. Ethics, this talks about the guidelines which I pin up for you, like how to choose the topic, make sure ethically sound, fully prepared, and be honest what you say. For example, if even some things being posted to you and you're not aware of the question, you can feel free to say that, yeah, I don't have a knowledge. Maybe I can come back and revert to you. Something like that you can say. Avoid name calling and other forms or abusive language. Put ethical principle into practice. So, and then it talks about various other things also as well. Like, be courteous, attentive, and when somebody talks, be attentive and all that. So listening, you can relate to PCM model, process communication, manner, and all that. So this is something. So even if you're a trainer, you need to be an active listener. Active listener meaning like when somebody poses the questions, instead of giving the answer, you just understand the question. Even if you're not getting it, you can feel free to ask that, okay, could you please reword it? Can you please repeat it so that I can get it? So like that, you can always ask for rewording and all that. Selecting a topic, very important. So I'll show you. I'm just running out of time, but I will quickly share that story here. I have been asked to deliver a training for manufacturing setup, and I was there as an engineer. And in my previous organization, this is almost like more than 7 years before. And then I came prepared, and it was fun event. I was supposed to tell jokes in English, and I was fully prepared. And it came down, and all production floor engineers were there, and many operators were there. It was 500 plus audience were there, and I started telling the jokes. Only one side of the people were started clapping and liking the joke. The other people were not liking the jokes. Then actually I was wondering, actually, like, then one of my manager, he said like, your presentation was really immaculate. The only thing is actually like the operator, they may not know the fancy words and all that. They're not able to follow what you're saying it, but the gist they got it. That's what they were able to hear, and they appreciate it. So always know the audience. If the audience is it's a moderate level, you have to your language and pass and all that, you need to grip in such a way that you can communicate that flow. Okay, analyze the audience. This is important actually. Depending upon the audience, you can do that. And also you can take care of the gender and age and sexual orientation, religion, group membership, everything. And also you can talk about the physical setting, how the things are there, from even if you're standing in the physical, the stage, where the ends are there, how the projector will work, everything you can get used to it. Very important. Gathering material is very important. This books, chapter number 6, more of the various references you will get it actually. It talks about, you please bring up your things, and then he says that actually write on your own version, and then actually simplify it, and then check for another reference, and then simplify it, write it down. Everything you can just park it in your own notes. Support your ideas. This is very important. Metaphorically, you can speak. For example, let's say you have 5 points, then you can say the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you make it like some kind of syntax or small thing, and then you can follow. Point number 1, I was telling about this one. Point number 2, I was talking about the guidelines. Point number 3, I was talking about the books. Like this, you can pass through, so that you can big topic, like a funnel approach, you call it. Big topic, you can just convert it into small pieces, segment wise, and then deliver, so all the message can go across. So organizing the material also very important. So this is what it talks about, organizing the body of the speech, like which point to convey first, and where you need to have a concluding notes and all that. So beginning and ending the speech is very important. The first 2 minutes makes the entire setup, that can make and break. So you have to constant practice, and only then you will be able to come up and speak confidently. And delivery, you can also check like your pass, vocal and variety, pronunciations and all that, dialects and all that. So this is the syntax and the overall books actually, what it covers up. But I will share this book, just you can go through it. It also talks about, even if you're making the PPT, what color you can use it, how you can just the header and footer, how you can have it a constant format, what font you can use it. If you're projecting in a big screen, what format you can use it and all that. This is a very nice book actually. Please have a go through it. So this is the summary of today's session. we talked about the type of public speaking. One is informative. When the person is informative, please make sure that you refer the different material, gather up the references, and you can just talk authentically. The persuasive one is data driven. Anything, do not use very weak adjective words like some of the time, most of the time, all these. Instead, you can coin that exact number, year, and so on. Entertain, again, you please take care of the gender and the cultural diversity and all that. So PCM, we talked about process communication model, like basically thinker, imaginer, promoter, rebel, and you have a harmonized character. Guidelines, we talked about know your audience and proper topic and research and all that. Posture, gesture, and eye contact, we talked about the art of public speaking by Stephen Lucas. Actually, the first story I missed out. Actually, I just shared 10 stories, but first story I missed out. First impression is very important. There was a company who wanted to give that the art of, the personal development skills, and a couple of people, they went ahead to other places. They just went to a nice place. It was a nice ambience, and it was a nice environment and so on. So both the trainer internally aligned. So one trainer said that actually you have to be very strict. I will tell you the interpretation later, but you have to be extremely strict on them. So actually everybody were the new places, new friends, everything is everybody having a chit chat. So we'll having a chit chat. Actually, the trainer enters. The minute the trainer enters, actually, the trainer looks out somebody. Please go out. I want this is personal development skill. Your company has put a lot of effort in sending this one. The company has spent a lot of amount to it. Please go out. So there actually everyone became pin drop silent. Why this trainer was so strict. And then actually, like, he was continuing it. He just circulated the pamphlet where the survey one, they need to talk about how is the ambience, how is the trainer, how is the material, what did you like, and so on. So everyone started taking the survey. Yeah, so everyone given lowest survey. That lowest survey was poor, the lowest survey. And then this trainer went outside, and then just had a light moment with that person and said, I'm sorry, I was preoccupied, I was in some other tension, I shouldn't have told this one, and maybe please come in. Where are you coming from? Oh, you're coming from such a long one, I didn't know that. So sorry, I just I shouldn't have yelled at you and all that. So after that, he very calmly, and please take your seat and all that. So again, this person who was went out, and he was been brought in, and now all the classes been resumed. Before resume, again this trainer said, can you do me a favor, can you just fill this material to me one more time? So again, this all the people started filling the forms and all that. This time everyone has given almost like excellent. That is what the first impression is all about. The first impression is very important. Even in your presentation, first impression is the most important. So reflect, this is from my own experience. Actually, reflect what you have learned. Please go back and then put it in your diary. There's like a summary in your own version. Please do that. Take 3 minutes, put it down, and consider your own way of writing. Write down 5 things which you like about the presentation, any presentation, and write it down. Put this somewhere so that you can, over a period of time, you will have big things. So actually, I was being trained by IIT professor for Lean Six Sigma. Actually, like, I became a black belt, and I was being trained. So always he carries the diary, okay, and he says that actually, as Aleem sir also mentioned the same thing. Like, one version actually, like, always he's almost like he's well versed with that black belt. Actually, anything you just say him, he's a master. And you can imagine that, and how fluent and very expert. Actually, he's a data scientist. But actually every time, actually, when he goes there, and at the end of the session, he will pull up his diary and write something on it. Six Sigma, okay, bell curve, I could have done this one and that one and all that. So he says that when I goes to a journey, I just make sure that I just flip the pages, read through everything, and then I make a better one. Every time I make the better versions. So that's how I learn it. So please follow that. Actually, it's very effective. Even I started following it, and it is very, very effective. So that conclusion is the good beginning is half done, and be well prepared and practice, practice, practice. Practice is the mother of all success. And right before you speak, very important. And know your audience, change according to the audience. Keep up the good eye contact, posture, gesture, have a good pass and stress. Get used to the environment. Connect yearly, get used to the environment, get settled down. Even if you're going for an interview, let's say your interview is 10 o'clock, you can go and be there at 9 o'clock. You just be ready, just have a face wash and then be calm and ready. That's very important. So that's it from my side. And if you wanted to connect, you can connect through 814-892-8828. This is my phone number. If you wanted to connect through LinkedIn, this is my LinkedIn, Abrar Knowledge One, and this is my Facebook, and this is my channel. Most of the story which I related to you, most of the content you might find it in Abra channel also, Abra Knowledge also as well. So that's it I have, and just wanted to give you a gist actually before we open up for question and answer session. And this is the session I had it for various one. This is for IIT I did it, and this is for one engineering college, and this is also for engineering college. And this topic I did it for also in engineering college. This is for also an engineering college, and this is for the again engineering college, and this is for Delhi. So it has always been a pleasure. It is always overwhelming, and the training is something I love doing it. I feel very passionate and into about it. So thank you so much for your keen listening. And now it's your turn. Please open up and the questions.
Jazakallah khair, Abrar Sahab, and it was a wonderful presentation. Really appreciate the efforts which you have put in here. Appreciate your PPT as well, and
Sure.
request you: is it possible for you to send us the PPT?
Sure. I will do share. Yeah, I will do
Yeah.
share.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So
I'll share the PPT along with
Yeah.
3 other books. I will share it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So we will circulate it amongst the participants for here. Thank you. Yeah. The floor is open for question answer now. Yeah, you can put your question in the chat box as well. We will take it forward. Yeah, Abrar Sahab, Ibrahim sir is asking for your contact number. Can you just repeat that?
Yeah.
I'll take it in the chat box. Yes.
Yeah. I will just share my screen. Can you give the privilege back to me, Mr. Lim sir?
Yes, sure.
Not able to share.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is my connect. If you would like to connect, this is my contacts. In LinkedIn, you can connect me where I have many official things like various books and all that. I would like to share with you guys.
Can I ask my
Yes.
question to Mr. Abrar sir?
Yes, please, Farhan. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, please.
As I was keenly following, but during in the middle, and there was some network problem with my mobile. So I just want to share my barriers here. I just love writing notes, and I prepare a lot on it. As Abrar sir told me, maintain a diary. So everything I do, but at the time of speaking, being a sales engineer also, in most of the occasions I do speak, but what stops me is the nervousness and negative consequences thoughts. And also, how do we overcome and how do we deal with it?
Yeah.
Even though I speak a lot,
So,
I speak most of the times
yeah.
in Mohalla Darsa Quran.
Now
and
also
now I am
I
a
can
sales
apparently
engineer.
it is very apparent that you are able to put your thoughts fluently. We are able to understand your thoughts clearly. That indicates that you are a good speaker. So there are 3 stages, Mr. Farhan. One stage is actually like anything which you are doing in writing. That is very good habit. please keep up this good habit. The same thing you convert into audio version, meaning like you just have this uh, own recording actually. For example, tell me more about yourself. Let's say have this own recording from the material, convert into video form or audio form, and then play back twice, thrice, and so on and so forth. And then you also do it with your friends. Yeah, I wanted to stress this point during my presentation. So am I sounding correct? So maybe you can take their opinion also as well, 360-degree feedback also as well. And then from there you can do that. So one thing what you're doing right thing is writing. That is a really good one. Another one is you convert those writing into a material on your own version, audio video form version, and then that from there you will pick that the flow and all that. That is second part. The third part is actually like kindly do not think about the consequences. What people will think about me? What people will, if I've done stuck and all that, what people will think. I think called actually you always need to have that ice breaking topic. Ice breaking topic meaning like you can just have that sense of humor and all that. You can add it in between so that your communication will look like very flawless. So you have that great ability. I can say you have a great ability, Farhan. All you need to do is practice. Even I do the same thing. Even when I wanted to give it for big people and all that, I do record on my own version, playback, and then I do a chiseling and all that, and then I record back and all that, and then I take the help from the friends and senior and consult with them and do that. So there are two advice. One is convert into audio form. Another one is actually your friends are really good companions. Take their help. Always open for critics. Even if your friend says that no, you're not doing good, take their feedback. That's good. You can do that fine tuning.
Thanks, Rosa, for the answer, and thanks, Farhan, for the question.
Thank you. I really love your advice. I'll follow on it.
Thanks.
Especially in audio.
Yeah.
Yes, brother Asfad has a question. He asked how to attend interview and share our ideas. Basically, how to be expressive.
Actually, this morning I was giving the class online. The classroom training for few of my neighbors. Actually, that one thing what the crux of the entire one is, even in the interview also is the same thing. Like how the art of public speaking, the same thing. Confidence is the most important, and then you can also write it down all your versions, everything. Record it back on your own thing. This will really make a big impact. So when you record on your own things, your brain will follow all those things and all the patterns where you need to grip, where you need to where you need to have the affinity classes and all this. Your mind will follow its own pattern. You will become your own. You will become a master and follow anybody. Because I follow Dr. Tausif Ahmed. He was a RJ and he's from Wanembadi, and he did his graduation in Chennai, and after that he's having a dual role. He was a RJ radio jockey, I think 91.1, and also he's a MD in medical this one emergency one. So and then he went to Hyderabad and all that. I used to follow his techniques. So he used to tell me the same thing. I attended one of his session like 4 year back. He used to advise me the same thing. Always you convert into your own material, and then I think one point of time you'll become master.
Yeah, what is the name, brother Abra? Can you repeat?
RJ Tausif. RJ Tausif.
Oh.
Doctor as well, RJ.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay. Faima ma'am says that everyone said to develop confidence. Will you please guide how to develop confidence?
Confidence actually, there are three ways. Yeah. One way is like your phone. Record it on your phone and then play back. That's one way. Another way is take your friend's one. But only thing is you have to be extremely careful. You have to be open for critics. Even they give a feedback, you have to take it extremely positive. And third one is consult with your seniors. and then you can, this 3 ways you can definitely do that. So once you do that, what will happen? You will automatically will learn, and you will become a fine tuner.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
I have a question. I have one
Yes.
student, Alim Abrasa. Actually, he is really good. But when he will face the stage and will get into some opportunity for speaking, he will lose all his confidence. Alhamdulillah, is very confident student. He is very well versed. He is good. He will prepare everything. But the meantime, he will lose everything due to the nervousness, or maybe the confidence has gone down. Exactly, we don't know, because every time we used to motivate him, we used to guide him. Alhamdulillah, he will pick up everything properly. He is really excellent. But the meantime, the exact time, he will lose everything. So please, will you guide something for such kind of kids?
I think one way, what I feel is actually that way is it is very easy to guide such people. What we need to do is we need to be we need to constantly give in somebody. We need to connect with that. For example, you may connect with me also as well. I can constantly guide in such a way that his ideas can be saleable. So when whatever the ideas is there, he will come forward and share it. So only thing is maybe the shyness, maybe as we said, like we have a different type of people. People operate different levels. So this is all natural also as well. But actually, in order to remove the phobia, what we can do practice, as well as we can connect to one mentor. Maybe from there he will follow certain things. For example, even if you take it very strange thing, I do conduct long sessions like internal auditors training and all that. I have a 17 people in my team reporting to me as an engineer. So actually, like most of the presentation when they give actually, but most of the wording what I use, they also use the same thing. At one point of time, they were very behind on the presentation, and we were very struggling, like what they are coming to say and all that. After that, they become very fluent actually, inshallah. I think that technique will work actually. Like such people, we can connect to some people, and then even you can connect to me. Alhamdulillah, I think I have that skills to make the person fine tune.
Okay, thank you, Brother, for that answer. Brother Ishtaq says, how to handle negative people while we sell our products, how to neglect them or their comments.
So actually, we have to always be open. Actually, like negative feedback is important and is pivotal. Why I use the word two different adjective here? Because negative, the feedback is something like which is feedback. When you give it, it can be positive. It can also be negative also as well. But we have to be open, but we have to understand their system, like how every person operates in different level. Some person is easygoing, some even in customer you have some customer is very strict, some customer are, they will tolerate everything, and even if you do small thing they will appreciate. Like this, even in the human culture also, human nature also is different thing, combo of many things, like heterogeneous one. So in that cases what we need to do is, we can just accept it. Please be open to take the critics. For example, if somebody says that actually, like, I remember, like, actually, for you, people used to mock at me, like, they say that I used to speak very fast. People used to tell me that, I'm not able to get you what you're saying. And after that, that feedback, I take it, and then I just work on my presentation, pass and stress and all that. So like this, you can always learn it. But take friends feedback, takes everyone feedback. Negative feedbacks are important. Take it, do not attach any emotion to it. That's what the Indian problem actually. Even if you say that in American, they any feedback they just upfront they will give, but in India we just add so much commotion, so much emotions and all that. You should not do that. So take this one, and then you understand the root cause. Why did the person say, okay, am I doing right? I mean, this, okay, maybe I can go and work on it. Please be open.
Yes, ideally we take things personally, Brother. That is right.
Yeah. We should not take it. Yes.
Correct. Right. So yeah, Aswad is asking about computer science background and any link for fresher jobs, we can just forward him some link.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Any other
Okay,
question?
just to add on a point that I encourage all of you to open up LinkedIn account, and I also would like to just say that actually that's a professional network. You will have a lot of people there, and anything update you can share. For example, today you all attended this session. You can talk about a little bit of your snippets there, so that actually that's other people also will get to know, and you can value your system and the other people will value what capabilities you have and all that. The chances that the more networking you have, the more coverage you have. I wanted to share one story. It is mentioned in this book called Working with Emotional Intelligence. It says is the page number 192. It says that actually when a person became the millionaire in the just age of 24, and he owned his own company, and he became a millionaire. After that, actually due to some crisis, he lost a job, and he was very confident that actually, okay, I was the CEO and I can get the job just like this. But actually, like he went through a lot of hurdles, he didn't get the job. Up 2 months, 6 months passed by, and then the wife came and said that I think the thing which you need to learn is you don't have the connect. You don't have a networking. You just use the people and then not thank them, not not value them and all that. First you do that, and then after that, this person actually reflect on that idea, and then he started talking about having connections and all that. And after that, he got the job and got settled on all. The recurring theme is connectivity is very important. And as a Muslim, we should also what we should do, we should not feel shy. For example, let's say Alim sir is good at something, we should not have any hesitation to go and seek his help. No hesitation. So ilm is something very important. Always encourage it. Iqra, read, proclaim. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Abrar sir, for that. And ideally, if we want to add, we Muslims have become conjuice in terms of appreciation and recognition. ये जो आपने बोला कि थैंक करना जरूरी है, लोगों को अप्रिशिएट करना जरूरी है, यहाँ पर हम लोग थोड़े कंजूस हो जाते हैं, thinking that our wealth will be gone if we appreciate or thank people, but it shouldn't be the case. Like when we thank and appreciate people, they will be readily available for help when we are in need. Yes, any last question? Yes, Ibrahim sir, please go ahead.
Please kindly that answer the technical type. How you type this answer? The software, using any software or what is this answer? He is immediately typing.
No. So okay, Abrar sir, तो जो आप बात कर रहे हैं ना, वो आपका सबटाइटल नीचे आ रहा है.
Yeah.
So he's asking
Actually,
whether using
subtitle, I just enable subtitle in the settings. I just enable subtitle.
जी ये सेटिंग्स में आएगा इब्राहिम साहब. इट इज देयर ऑन Zoom एंड YouTube में जो भी वीडियोस आप रिकॉर्ड करेंगे वहां पर सेटिंग्स में आपको होगा.
Okay, thank you. Jazakallah.
Yes. Okay. Any last question to take up? Sir, we can also go for NLP course for those who have fear of public speaking. So Dishan Sheikh is suggesting this one.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Yeah, Dishan. Go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you for this opportunity to allow me to speak on this topic. So I actually like the concept what sir has just mentioned about public speaking, what all fears have come in. And I had a question that when I'm into public speaking for 2 years from now, and I have been conducting lectures for corporates and for schools, mostly motivational lectures and lectures related to career guidance. So my first lecture, I remember I was totally blank on the stage, where I actually created a script of my own. But I went on the stage, I fumbled and I forgot everything. But later on, I came to know that while creating the script, I actually was mugging up the script, and that's the reason when I forgot some words in that script, I fumbled, and the whole plot got carried away in a very bad mood. So later on, I developed this thing that instead of making a script, I actually make something known as a mind map, where I just mention those points. Like, for example, if I say how to remove fear from your activities, or how to maintain a schedule in your life. So I just mentioned those bullet points, and then I start making my own stories or make my own experience, and then I share that. So that I've created a positive impact where I don't fumble, and the whole script is actually in a proper flow. So this is what I've been doing. And secondly, which I mentioned about NLP, it's a neuro linguistic programming, which is a certificate which has been provided by the American Council of Public Speaking, and these they help us. So it's basically what we can say, like we think something and we do something else. So how to relate your mind to your activities, your thoughts to your activities. It's a small course which is available in Mumbai, and many people who are going higher in the ladder from, let's say, from a manager to a VP level, they have been recommended to do this course. So if anyone needs some guidance about it, we can just share that also. And secondly, I had this problem, so I actually shared my views that instead of making a proper script, we can make a bullet points and speak to public. So that's my talk about it. Thanks, sir.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a
Right.
lot.
Thank you so
I totally endorse your point. Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, Abrar, can you give me the host, right? It's, yeah. Okay, we'd like to thank everyone on behalf of AMP for being such a energetic and interactive audience. And thanks to Brother Abrar for his generous efforts on keeping us glued. It's so wonderful to have you, Mr. Abrar, and look forward for our future sessions as well.
Sure, sure.
Right, yeah. So we will end the session with dua now. Am I the host, Abrar sir?
Yeah, I will pass it down.
Yeah. So few people are thanking us. Thank you, sir, for the amazing session. Thank you very much to all. Alhamdulillah, meeting was good and informative. Okay, Farhan is asking us to add in our group. Okay, Farhan, we'll do that. Hamid Abanu says it was very informative. Alhamdulillah, awesome session, and it's opened my mind. Okay, Jazakallah, Ashar Sahab. Zishan says thank you. So we are getting some amazing feedback from the people as well. So thanks everyone. It's a joint effort, team effort, and we are happy to share the knowledge. Right, as Abrar's channel says, Abrar knowledge. So it is important for all of us to have it. Right? Yeah. Okay, let's end the session with dua.
اللهم بك أحاول وبك أساوي وبك أقاتل.
अल्लाह मैं तुझी से अपनी मकासद की कामयाबी तलब करता हूँ और तेरी ही मदद से जिहाद करता हूँ।
وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
इस कैसेट में 70 मज़मून दुआएं पेश हैं।
सो अल्लाह ताला हमारे इस जमा होने को कामयाब करे और यही दरख्वास्त है कि अल्लाह ताला जो भी पैंडेमिक सिचुएशन से गुजर रहे हैं, जो तकलीफ में हैं, उनकी तकलीफ को दूर करे और जो बीमार हैं उनको शिफा अता करे और जो भी यहाँ हैं हमारे इस सेशन में उनको जिंदगी और आखिरत की कामयाबी दे। जज़ाकल्लाहु खैर, आमीन। Thank you so much for joining all of us.
Thanks everyone. It was a wonderful time I had with all of you. Thanks so much. Have a nice day.
Sure. Thanks, Abrar. Same to you. So we'll end the meeting now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Allah Hafiz.